Last time on Knights of the Roll Table, a squad of knights including Jerrick, Sarsa, Delleth, Saeleas, and Randall headed to the northern kingdom of Adelsi, where people have gone missing to compete in a mysterious game. Upon gathering information at the local tavern, the others learn that the High Lord responsible for this contest is none other than Delleth's father.
So yes, to reiterate, the High Lord is my father.
Is that not something you wanted to mention earlier than this? Like,
Well,
hey guys, we're going to this place where my dad's the High Lord.
I was really hoping we were headed to a different Adelsi.
I'm just impressed that we've been around royalty this whole time.
Yeah.
Do we call you Prince? What's
definitely
this? Son of a lord.
Miserable.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, not a very good father. Definitely not a very good High Lord. Delleth kind of looks around to make sure, because he kind of said that out loud, and he's like looking around to make sure, the guards or anyone like that didn't overhear him.
So there's no guards. There are quite a few. It's kind of towards the evening, early afternoon, evening. There are some people there, and it looks like, besides the bartenders, there's one maid that's kind of going back and forth, like waitress, maid, and then there's a couple of people, kind of an interesting assortment of people at some of the tables and in the booths at this tavern. Does anybody want to kind of look around and do a little check?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I'll people watch.
Yes. Okay, so
Nah, not Randall.
you see a table of humans. You see what looks like kind of a greenish, elfish looking person with a dwarf. You see two halflings that are very similar looking. There's a tiefling sitting next to a female halfling, and then there's three dragonborns in a booth off in the corner. And they're all kind of talking. Some of them are drinking. Some of them are just kind of like laughing. Some of them are being really quiet. They're all kind of like, having their own little quiet conversations. Who did hear you was Blarn, one of the halfling brothers. He said, "Oh, oh boy, it's. I'm not gonna lie. Your father has been a little bit strict over the last bit of time, the last couple of years. The town has gotten a bit of a reputation for people coming in and people going out pretty quickly. The locals kind of stick to themselves. We just try to make things work, business as usual, but what goes on in and out of that castle up there, the keep, it's none of my business, really."
I'll turn to Delleth and be like, I kind of feel like it's your business, though.
I really, really didn't want it to be, but...
I know you like to, kind of lay low and be chill, but, I think we're naturally going to turn to you for directions at this point.
All right. Deep breath. Okay. Blarn?
Aye.
What's the High Lord been up to these days?
Oh, I would love to tell you. I don't want to, sir, I don't want to offend. If I tell you, do you promise not to be upset? I can just let you know that what he's doing, but I just know that I don't mean any personal affront to your family name or anybody or any human or civilizations as we know it. Do you understand?
Lauren, for me, friendship runs deeper than blood. blood is something I wish I could ignore. So please, do not imagine that I would take offense, for it will not happen.
Blarn pours himself a little shot of something dark and swigs it down pretty quick for a little liquid courage. He says, well, High Lord Corvax is pretty much in the past couple of years, well, he was in debt a little bit. There was no hiding that. The town was racking up some shipping charges. We weren't able to export things as quickly as we could to some of the other realms, and there were enforcers coming in. They were threatening the High Lord. It wasn't pretty. We were, Ben and I were thinking about, leaving and going south, but something changed. He all of the other realms stopped messing with us. They started sending things to us, and in fact, more people showed up. Every month, a large number of people come into town. They all go to the castle for looks like a convention or some sort of gathering, and then they all leave, going north, and only the wagons come back. Only the caravan comes back. So I don't know what is going on, to be honest with you, Boyo, but he's made some sort of a deal with the realms or other leaders or something. And people come here looking for this, and he kind of looks around, looking at some of the people that are in the tavern, and he's like, they're all looking for this contest, for the prize. It's whispers on the wind, that the High Lord is in charge of it. He's sending people to where it is so that people have the chance of winning fame, glory, money, whatever this prize is. But, well, I want no part of it because it's a deadly game.
What sort of people are showing up, Blarn? Are we talking soldiers? Are we talking hardened criminals, the downtrodden? What sorts arrive?
So he kind of starts wiping the tavern, the bar, and he looks at the crowd that's in the tavern, and he kind of like just gives a knowing look at everyone that's around.
Hey, I'm going to use them. I'm going to use an ability that I've always had and maybe never used, which is Divine Sense. Paladins can do it. As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover. So probably like scanning to see, like, by any chance, are there celestial fiends or undead nearby, or anything you interpret as good and evil sense.
So you don't get any undead or celestial. You get a little bit of fiend from Sarsa. No offense. You get a little bit of, devil and fiend.
Trust me, he's aware.
Yeah. You get a little bit from the tiefling that's, they're sitting over there, but nothing like, oh my gosh, they're evil. Nothing that sets off your radar, In fact, you think you hear Javadriel, your sword, yawn from just sort of, nothing's happening, Jerrick.com.
Carry on.
At the same time that Blarn says this, Ben, who is carrying in a couple of bottles and puts it down on the counter, he says, no, don't mix information. It's not just people coming in for the chance, it's also what the High Lord is doing to all the criminals. And he looks at Delleth and he says to you, see, anytime somebody causes trouble, there's, is not able to pay their debts, gets in trouble with the law, or gets captured, trying to steal from somebody, they get taken and they get held, and then no one ever sees them again. Some people think that they might be sent out to this caravan, to the north, wherever they're going. So they're sending criminals as well as people can volunteer to try to get into this contest.
Then all signs point to north,
Yeah, well, the ones that go there, no one has really ever come back, but there have been a couple people that go north not for this thing that have come back and might have seen something. I mean, you could talk to Susanna. Susanna's over there, and he kind of points to a dwarf that's sitting by herself. She's smoking a long pipe or clove, and she's kind of just like looking out the window to the darkness, and she's a tough looking dwarf with red hair and a shock of white, and that's kind of braided in the back, and then and kind of nursing a dark ale of some kind. She is a hunter. She's a trapper and a trader that goes out and gets a bit of the wild game. But if anybody has seen something, it's that tough lass over there.
Alrighty. Hey, do the people that go north, do they show up with any kind of regularity? Like, when are the next crew likely to come in if they keep to the pattern?
Well, all these people are here because something's happening tomorrow. You actually timed it out quite well.
Oh, that's convenient.
Good to know. All right, guys, let's make some friends.
By the way, if you need a place to stay tonight, we don't have any rooms, but we do have a storeroom in the back. I'm sorry, if I knew you were coming, Delleth, we would have saved a suite for you, but perhaps you could stay at the castle.
Yes, let's stay at the castle.
Yes, let's stay at the castle.
Storeroom
Delleth.
or a garbage area is just fine for me.
Oh, we
Yeah,
do have
sound
a
with
fine
Randall.
garbage area, and we actually do a little bit of composting if you like the smell of, fermented.
Oh,
He's
Wow.
he's kind of joking, like, but Randall's like, oh, he's like, it's a fermented mead and old food parts and things like that. Ha ha ha.
oh. Boy, that sounds great. Sign me up. How many gold per night?
And the brothers kind of look at each other like, and then they just kind of go back to work.
Take me to the garbage.
He's had one too many. No more mead for him.
All right. Well, I think we got to go tomorrow up to sign up for this contest.
One more thing. Delleth and Saeleas and Randall,
Yes.
I need you to make a perception check.
That is a 16.
11 for Saeleas.
16.
All right. None of you notice anything suspicious.
Well, everything seems wonderful.
Well, who wants to go? Who wants to go chat up
Everyone
Susanna?
seems to be drinking their drink normally.
Now, DM, do I get the sense that there might be something suspicious happening? Because I do have some abilities that might come in handy for that.
What? Like what?
I have the ability Unerring Eye. My senses are almost impossible to foil. As an action, I can sense the presence of illusions, shape changers not in their original form, and other magic designed to deceive the senses within 30 feet.
Nothing like that.
Great.
This is more of a sleight of hand thing. Nothing magical.
Randall's going to instinctively check his garbage bag just to make sure that none of the garbage is missing.
Sure.
Just hold it a little tighter. Oh, is it all there? Oh, good.
Make a perception check.
No.
Uh-oh. Ooh, 22. That's the one I needed earlier.
22. There was a napkin with some sort of a boysenberry jam that you collected a few months ago, and it's gone.
Randall stands up and says, "Stop! Somebody has taken my garbage. Who was it?" And
All
he's
right,
gonna
that
look
stops.
around and see if anybody reacts.
If there is any music playing in the background, like a small lute or like no, 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 no. Blarn
Who
looks
was
at,
it?
at Delleth and says,
Keep an eye out for it.
Is he able to hold his liquor, or should we toss him out?
Oh, he's
Randall
only
says,
ever-
I'll have you gentlemen know if you're harboring fugitives in this place, people who would steal good, hard-earned garbage from lowly Paulson folk like me, I will report you to the authorities.
That's kind of just how he is. We'll keep an eye on him. I slipped that person a gold.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Listen, somebody's got to go sweet talk Susanna over there. Who wants to do it? Want me to go? Y'all know I'm a good sweet talker, right?
Maybe this is something where I should be stepping in. Jerrick, love you, but you don't always have the best track record with these sorts of situations.
Okay, well, I'll just hover awkwardly over here then.
Right. Is there anything in particular you want me to try to suss out, or just
try and find out if there's anything we should know before we head up north.
I mean, it seems like she's been up there, not as one of these contest people who we should also talk to, but like maybe she's seen some stuff up there.
all right? I'll go manage this. She kind of adjusts herself and dusts off her shoulders and
All right.
goes and gives a little saunter over there.
All right, so you approach Susanna, who is a female dwarf. She sees you approaching and kind of looks up from her drink, puts her pipe down and says, "May I help you, lass?"
Oh, I'm hoping you can. We've come such a long way, and I heard all about this contest, and I'm just hoping to get a leg up here. It sounds like a very interesting adventure, wouldn't you say?
She looks at you real hard and she says, "Do yourself a favor. Go back to where you came from." And then takes a long drink.
Well, see, that's the thing. I didn't come from a terribly nice place, but you look rather fetching. Wait, what would make you give me a warning like that?
"'Tain't nothing up north but creatures and ice and death. I seen it myself. I don't mess with the people running this contest. I'm a game hunter. I'm a tracker. I go up, I get the things I need to do, and I bring them back. But some of the things I've seen, I'm not traveling that far north anymore."
But you have travelled that far north and come back to tell about it. Now that right there is, well, dare I say, rather impressive. Can I buy you a pint?
Though I don't know how much. I don't know how much good I'm going to be. I just, unless you want to learn about how I kill boar.
Trust me, I'm hanging out with a group of men of varying intellects. I'm sure your company will be preferable regardless.
She looks over to the group, and everybody kind of like awkwardly waves.
Hello!
Randall's digging in his
You're
garbage.
really doing
trying
me a kindness.
Sure. Well, of course.
Can I have a sit? Can I have a little sit here next to you?
Of course. I'm having the dark honey mead. Would you like to join me?
Right. I'll just join you for a sit. And Sarsa
Suit
pulls out
yourself.
her little tankard, her alchemy jug, and is kind of sipping from that.
Okay. Well, you don't look like the normal persons that would join in for this contest. I'll give you that.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know that there's anywhere we would pass for normal under really any circumstance.
You're an adventuring group.
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
I've seen them before. They come through here. I've led a few of them north looking for riches or famed monsters. Not too many come. There's all sorts of legends that happen in the Cinderlands. But recently, in the past few years, it's taken a turn for the worse. About 3 months ago, I was on a hunting trip. by myself and my dogs. We went past the Frostfang Mountains, past the fjords, past the frozen lakes, and where there was a forest, it was cleaned out, and I went
you
over
mean to tell me the entire forest was gone?
A large portion of it was gone. That's where many of the beasts that I used to hunt was and were, and I went over a ridge looking for, scouting for something, and then I about tripped on myself because I what I saw looked like an army of men or something, just standing in the cold, in the freezing cold. It was broad daylight, and they were just standing there, all sorts of sizes, but they looked just frozen. It spooked me to the bone. I dare not get closer. I didn't want to, but there were hundreds of them, legions. I've never traveled that far north again. Just keep my distance. She takes a drink.
So do you reckon that army, but you said they just stood there, they didn't attack you, or they didn't see you?
No, they didn't attack me. They didn't do anything. They were just waiting.
Do you suppose that army is why nobody's coming back?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't messed with the contest. I don't trust whatever the High Lord is promising.
That's another thing. It seems like a rather vague promise, wouldn't you say?
Well, these are dark times. Anybody that's promising a chance for 100 gold for participation alone, plus the chance of an ultimate prize. Some think it might be whatever you wish. Some think it might be a land, perhaps the chance to bring back someone from the dead. I mean, I've heard all sorts of things, but if they are giving away prizes, they're not coming back here to tell about it.
Right. Well, where I come from, we have a little bit of a saying, and that's that everybody gets paid. Nobody does anything for free. So I guess I'm just curious. I'm just wondering what's in it for them to be having people go up there and to be offering these prizes. That's what I can't wrap my head around.
I don't know.
What do they have to gain from all these people going up there?
What was your name again?
Oh, Sarsa. She's not a good liar.
Sarsa. You wouldn't be Sarsa Demisold.
Oh, I mean, you've heard that name?
I have. You're a noted captain. You helped save. Well, you were in Marcatia a few years back.
Right, we did what we could.
No, you did many things. You saved my sister's family.
Oh, really?
Yes, she was indebted to all of you, and well, I mean, it was you, and I heard about, and now that I recognize that fellow over there, I remember her. I remember her talking about a fine human gentleman and tiefling of tattoos, and I could only assume that's you.
Right,
and then there was a
Jerrick.
dwarf, and then that must be the sorcerer.
Oh, Saeleas, yes.
Yeah. Hello. I just heard my name.
I
kind of
suppose
waves.
then that's out of the bag that we're not necessarily looking to compete, but
But
we are hoping
you've
to help.
rescued entire realms. I mean, that's the notoriety has traveled all over. You shouldn't discount yourself. You're quite powerful. Obviously.
Right, but all it takes is one bad day. All right.
Aye. I'll drink to that.
I
Listen,
I just
I
want
don't
to
know
say
who's getting paid in this situation, or what is up with that legion of strange standing people that's up in the north in the frozen cold. But I will say that the High Lord is probably the one who's profiting, or at least knows what's going on.
I imagine you're right. I cannot say enough. I really appreciate you telling me what you know, and if you think of anything else that you think might be helpful as we try to get to the bottom of this, please let me know. And if there's anything we can do in the meantime to help you, that's quite literally what we're here for.
Well, I would say if you find anybody, try to bring them back, or at least let the people that have lost people from the locals. There's a few people that have had their own family that are so desperate for change or money, or they thought this prize might be something that could change their life. I mean, even Gloria over there, and she points to the waitress that's kind of sullenly kind of then you kind of notice the waitress she's not really smiling, she's not really upbeat, she's just kind of going about the motions and putting drinks down and wiping stuff down. And there's like, Gloria's brother went off about a month ago, I think it was, and hasn't returned, and she's been a wreck ever since. If you find anyone, it might bring a bit of hope just to find a little bit more out about what is happening, where all these people have gone. Not necessarily the ones that had nothing to live for or no one to live for, but the ones that did.
Sarsa gives her a very solemn nod and says, "We will do whatever we can."
I know you will. You're a good person now. Now that I recognize who you are.
Oh,
Nice.
don't! That's a little too far. Don't go too far.
But you're knights of the realm. She kind of whispers. She's like, we know who you are. But not everyone does.
You know, I best be going back to my table, and please keep this between us.
Of course. Well, if you do need a guide to go north, I'd be happy to lead you at least part of the way. I don't know if I can lead you to the army, but I can at least get you through the Frostfang.
I appreciate that, and I will probably take you up on that. We just need to get our ducks in a row, as it were, and then we'll reach out.
She nods and kind of goes back to her drink.
I will go back to the table and relay everything that I have learned.
Wait, what? So what you get the sense from that, especially Jerrick and Saeleas, is that your notoriety from helping out a couple of realms, and I mean, on the whispers and family tales and things like that, like the knights have been fighting back against the elites, and then certain ones of you who have done this a few times or have done a few things, like you're kind of legends. Like, I mean, you're level 15, so but at this point you're very, not necessarily like recognizable because you're not on social media or anything of like medieval equivalent, but there are tales, there might even be songs of you of like the knights and certain deeds that have been done and lands that have been saved. So that kind of sinks in a little bit. And then, but you also kind of have heard from now a second or third person corroborating the story that you heard from Cavan back in Oakhart, that there is this large legion of bodies that are standing in the frozen north, which is very mysterious.
And
not at all creepy.
And also there's this contest that may or may not be related, and she's not involved in that.
Are there any empty seats at the other tables?
A few, yeah. Yeah.
I want to go to one of them.
Do you want to go to the humans, the Eladrin and the dwarf, the two halflings, the tiefling and the halfling, or the dragonborn?
The tiefling and the halfling.
Okay. So there is a halfling female that's sitting next to a blue tiefling who is kind of androgynous, non-binary. They're both kind of sipping on some sort of lighter drink. Could be a water or a seltzer or something like that. And they see you approach.
Hey, friends. Do you mind if I join you for a moment? I could put a round of drinks on my tab.
The tiefling looks up at you and says, "Oh, that's so kind. I would take you up on that if it was about an hour earlier, but we're actually about to turn in. Early morning, you know. Are you here for the competition as well?"
Oh, you know about that as well, do you?
Of course. And the Calliope and I met on the way on a shipping vessel, and we've decided that we're going to try to last as long as we can, if the rumors are true. What do you know about it?
Not a whole lot, but I'm excited to find out more. I've heard riches. I heard there's we get paid just to enter, and that's enough for me, right?
Calliope, who you assume is the halfling Calliope, speaks up. She says, "Aye, there's 100 gold for everyone that enters into the competition. Maybe they've raised it, or maybe it's even platinum. That would pay off all of my debt. But Casimir thinks that there's even more. That there might be some sort of magic involved, like they'll bring all of your dead relatives back to life." Now, I didn't say that, Calliope. I just meant that, perhaps there's greater forces. I mean, there's so much promise in this. I mean, none of us have anything else to lose, so we might as well try something extreme.
Where did you two first hear about the contest?
Well, he kind of looks at you, he looks at Calliope, and he says, "I heard about it from my brother, who decided to go. And he heard about it through another chap that was whispered to him at his place of employment. It was all very hush-hush, like nothing posted on a bulletin board or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just rumors, and of course no one really paid it much heed, but then there was one person who said that it was a very powerful person here that just wanted to be entertained, and they were willing to pay for people that would take part in this competition. A simple competition of wits and abilities. And if you win, you would get an ultimate prize, something that would help you for the rest of your days, and something that brought hope to many of us that, well, we've just had a bit of a bad run the last few years with all these elites and evil things happening, and I figure, why not?
You're just looking for a new hope, kind of sense of hope, sense of something in your future?
Of course, darling.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm actually going because I'm looking for my father. My father went north, and he said he was going to do it because he's a bit of a handyman, and he thought he might be able to go and and find work with all of these people coming up, but he never returned.
Oh, so your father and your brother, they've both been up here and you haven't heard from them since?
No.
Well, hopefully we'll see him soon.
Yes, I'm hoping that tomorrow will bring more answers. If you do join us in the competition, hopefully we'll all stay around until the end.
Yes, I'll take you up on that. Well, thank you very much. Get some good sleep, and I'll see you in the morning. And Jerrick comes back.
Okay.
Sarsa's got some narrow eyes.
Casimir, the tiefling, was identifying. I mean, you didn't ask.
Non-binary.
Yep. The non-binary, but they're just kind of like they them.
I think Jerrick has a type, and I think it's tieflings.
Okay.
They are quite attractive. They're softer in the features, and
so those two over there, Calliope and Casimir, are going to the contest, and this whole thing is starting to creep me out. They both had Calliope's dad has already been here and disappeared. Casimir's brother has already been here, and they haven't heard from him, but here they are, like, traveling the same path. It's really kind of disturbing.
And just as you say that, one of the Dragonborns in the corner stands up and he raises a glass and he says, "All right, you lot, I think we know what's going to happen tomorrow, but in case we don't get to say it, may we all have what is coming to us and riches beyond our imagination." And they all kind of like, all the Dragonborn raise their glass. A few of the others, some of the other ones are kind of like, and then so the humans are like, yeah, here's it. And then, one of the dwarf that's sitting down is like, "You wouldn't last 5 minutes." And just, they're all kind of like laughing, and everybody's a little tipsy, that's been drinking. So.
Well, the party's in here is about to go real fun or real bad. You guys want to ask any more questions before we go?
No, it sounds like we're getting a lot of the same kind of answers. Things are bad, and there's a bunch of frozen people.
For the sake of time,
I'm exhausted.
I will say, if you do you want to do a little bit more investigating, and I can kind of truncate the answers,
Sure.
So maybe you talk to like one or two other tables. You find out a few things. There's a couple things that you could find out. Jerrick, give me a charisma check.
Ooh. Yeah, baby, charisma. It's plus 15, so that's going to be a 31.
Oh, dang.
Actually, you know what? That's my saving throw, so it's not quite that high. But it's
I was
good.
like, what?
I rolled it's a 16 plus 5, so 21.
Okay, that's still pretty good. So you find out through talking and charming and everything like that. Most all of these people are definitely going to participate in the contest. There was one human that is with the male and the two males. The female human, whose name is Tegan, is thinking about it, but she's very nervous about it. Like some of them are like, "I've got nothing left to lose. I'm just going to do this," and like they're very convinced. She's not as much. She's kind of like, I don't think we should do this. Like, there's something weird about this. So like there is kind of, it's not just blind faith. It's there is a little bit of like, where's the proof and that sort of thing. And you also find out that one of them saw that someone was arrested earlier outside of the tavern, and you identify that it was the guy that was yelling about the Squid Lord, whose name is Keeper Bjorn, who's kind of like a keeper of the local religion around here. The Sea Lord of the Squid, and he was arrested, and that you just find that picks up in conversation. you heard that one of them mentioned that they're only taking 100 people, and not all of them are going to be guaranteed to go, that there is limited spaces. So that's kind of what you found out. Oh, and that they're meeting early in the morning. They're meeting kind of after breakfast. It's kind of when they're meeting.
We haven't really gotten any more insight onto why the organizers, like what they get out of this, have we?
Nope. Only that everyone that's participating in the contest is meeting in the morning at the keep, which is the keep of the High Lord. And further instructions will be given.
Do we want to try to participate in this? Do we think that that's the best route forward? Are we casual observers? I don't know that we have enough to go off of, but this army thing is just so bizarre.
Creepers. Creep City.
And I still can't fathom, why offer such an amazing reward for so little in return? Except for sacrifice.
It's easy to offer something you have no intention of delivering, right? Perhaps this is a rigged contest of sorts.
But to what end? There's not an entry fee. Is it a calling of some sort?
Creating a frozen army?
Numbers here in town? What was that?
I'm getting vibes that somebody's creating a frozen army right up there, right? Like maybe these are the next recruits.
Are you saying that frozen army is all of the relatives that are missing from these people? That they've somehow been drafted and are now frozen people?
It fits the vibe, doesn't it?
That's pretty nefarious.
Yeah.
For Carlos's father.
Carlos?
Delleth.
We all turn toward Delleth.
My father is unimpeachable, but my father is capable of anything.
I'm sorry, Mr. Guzman. No, for Delleth's... that's pretty nefarious by Delleth's father.
I would not put nefariousness above one such as my father.
Okay, so, Delleth. Little High Lord. We could join this thing. I feel like maybe you couldn't because you're a little bit conspicuous. Is that the word here? People know who you are. You can't just go trouncing up a mountain. So we could disguise you.
We could put him in disguise.
Or you
I
could
do
go
have all these disguises.
He's got like a rack.
Yeah, I bust out all my famous disguises: the jester, the fishmonger,
I remember that one.
The little girl,
construction worker, the Indian,
yep,
the cop, yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling the vibe that you're not real interested in going to check in on dear old dad right at the moment. Like, what do you think our options are?
I mean, seems obvious that the easiest way to find out what's going on at the contest might be to participate in it. As for how we go about doing that, it is easier for all of you to go about doing that, but it would not be impossible for me to participate as well, or I could simply find my way up there on your tail.
During this time, you notice, Delleth, you do pick up on something that Blarn was the one that was talking to you mostly, but Ben has made eye contact with you a few times, but he seems a little reluctant to talk to you for some reason.
To Delleth or to all of us?
To Delleth.
Okay.
some of you have maybe like asked for another refill or but the other brother is kind of keeping. He's kind of, he does that thing where he kind of looks at you and just kind of quickly turns away a few times.
Right. Whenever you make eye contact with him.
Yeah, it's like and Delleth, you definitely pick up on that at some point in the evening.
Let me why don't we do this? I'll go ask about accommodations once more, and if I can't get a good answer from here, perhaps we should seek a different place to stay for the night. Does that sound amenable to all?
Sure.
I'll be right back. And Delleth gets up. Heads over to Ben specifically.
All right. He's in the back, and then you kind of meet him. You're just like waiting outside of the sort of stockroom entrance, and he comes out and he's like, "Oh, blimey. Sorry. Sorry, lad, I didn't see you."
The luxurious stockroom. I merely came to see what the accommodations really look like. Could you give me a tour? And I give him a look of like, give me a tour.
Sure. Come on in. Let me just put this down. And he puts it on the bar, and then
gladly. Thank you.
Come in.
Hospitable.
Come in. It's
of course.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you after all this time. He kind of walks ahead of you, halfling. Kind of looking down at his feet, and he's like, "It's been several years, and it's good to see you."
7 by my count, near 8. Seeing you and your brother still getting along so swimmingly, it reminds me of my brother. Do you know anything about my brother? I have not heard a peep nor a mention of him, and this strikes me as odd.
I didn't know how to tell you. Your brother passed away about 3 years ago. There was a funeral outside the cemetery of the keep, and your father came out and had a ceremony, and it was a brief affair, but he seemed distant. I didn't know if you had heard. I wasn't sure how to mention it. I'm sorry. Everyone liked Popol. We were sad to see him go.
Delleth takes a moment, sharp inhale, takes in Ben's reaction, exhale. Thank you for telling me. I would rather hear it from a friend than from a stranger.
Of course, I don't know what I would do if I lost my brother, and well, of course you can stay here. Actually, I think one of the rooms might have become available. It seems like the humans have fallen asleep at their table. He kind of looks over, and they're all just kind of like kind of sleeping there in their booths. So it's like, if you want their room, at least there's 2 beds.
We'll gladly take it. We'll stack ourselves accordingly.
Aye.
Thank you, Ben.
We'll take care of them down here. It happens a few times. Especially people tend to drink a lot before uncertain impending doom.
One last question. If Randall did want to stay in the storeroom, though, that is available, right?
Sure.
All right. Great.
I mean, we do actually have a pretty nice compost. Trying to turn it into a self-sustaining garden.
Oh, he'll love that.
He's He's an odd wonder friend.
Well, yes. I step away.
All right. So, you have one room with 2 beds in the second floor that 2 of you can stay in, or if somebody wants to sleep on the floor, however you want to do that. And then you have a storeroom, which after people kind of go to their rooms or go to their other accommodations that other customers have arranged, and Randall can stay in the back. There's a little fenced in area with garbage and
a big dumpster and
some
boxes.
Yeah, it's like a couple of wooden boxes,
tank.
and you're just in heaven right now. You're like,
I'm picturing the scene where Templeton walks into the fair.
Yeah. It's a veritable smorgasbord. Exactly.
After the crowd says, I can do the whole number.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think several of us
glad. Yep.
Is any other business before I do a thing?
Well, so does Delleth keep that to himself? Private information about your brother?
He does keep that to himself. The only information he brings back is like, after inquiring about the storeroom, which is open, Randall, we were bequeathed a room, which is open. However, nice. 2-bed sort of situation. So, Saeleas, I ask you, big spoon or little spoon?
Either is fine with me. Just don't get frisky.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Do we notice anything? Like how well are you keeping it together, Delleth?
Oh, I mean, level 15 rogue. Deception is the game. So
Delleth, make a deception check, and Saeleas, make a perception check.
5.
He seems fine.
Nat 20.
37.
Stone poker face. Yes. Fantastic.
He seems totally fine. Like, he's like, yeah, great. And he scored a bedroom, so. So the everyone except Randall is going to go up to the bedroom. And
before everybody splits, and does all that, Randall's been kind of like quietly, like kind of thinking and kind of like staring off into space a little bit, and then just before everybody gets together, he's like, "Okay, everybody, I need like 700 gold from each of you, and like any other like gold or silver or other magic items that you're not using."
Why?
No. I gotta try something out. I think it's gonna be really good.
I don't have that much on me. I don't.
Okay, well just give me whatever gold and any extra magic items or metal or things that you're not using.
I have a couple
or jewels or anything.
I'll give him my dagger. That's about all I have.
I give him some pins that I have from my favorite intellectual property.
Pins?
Metalish.
We'll find out what that is.
I'm going to give him... I have a 6-inch black claw, which I got from an episode a very long time ago.
He takes that and he goes, yes, perfect. Any other stuff like this?
Similarly, I have a ball of web. You like throw it and it expands from also a very long time ago. And I imagine it's always a little bit sticky. So I'm like, here, take this.
Great. Perfect. Any other precious things?
If you'll tell us, give us a hint as to what it's for.
No, I don't know if it's going to work yet.
Can we get these back if it doesn't work?
You keep that.
Maybe? Question mark. Why? What do you got?
So he's gonna hold on to his stuff.
Come on, I just need some material.
Well, I have this chime of opening that I never use.
Randall's kind of taking all you guys' stuff and digging through his bag too, and kind of like putting all of it kind of on the table and kind of looking it over, and he's also gonna kind of look and see if anybody is like wearing any other like rings or jewelry or anything.
I'll give him 25 gold.
Like other people, like other tavern goers, or just the people in the party?
Both.
I'll give Randall 25 gold also, because
you do see that some of the humans are, one of them's wearing a fancy silver bracelet, and one of them, it has a pretty hefty coin purse that's hanging to his waist, and they're both unconscious.
Let's see. They're both unconscious. He's gonna kind of go up to one of them. He's gonna be like, hey, let me buy your bracelet off you. Let me buy your bracelet. He's gonna kind of shake him a little bit. 5 gold. 5 gold bracelet. It's gonna kind of like slip it off a little bit. Okay, is that a yes?
So hold on. So has everyone else left, or are they still at the bar?
I think we might be haggling, like who's getting what bed and in what configuration.
So you see Randall going over and like trying to talk to these unconscious humans, and just want to let
I'm
the
strange little creature.
Blarn is like, what is your friend doing over there? I don't want him messing with any of the other patrons.
He says, we're just making a quick deal. And he'll like pay an extra 5 gold for whatever Randall kind of thinks that bracelet might be worth, and just kind of stick it next to him. But he's gonna take that bracelet, and then anybody else that's around, he'll go up and be like, hey, is that ring for sale? Hey, could I buy that? Can I buy that necklace? And see if he can haggle any more jewelry.
I'll say that you get that bracelet, and you get at least 1 non-magical ring.
Okay, good. All right, so he's gonna kind of go like do that, and like again go back to everybody. He's like, okay, like seriously, any more gold or any more jewelry that you guys have?
How much
magical
do you need?
Items you're not going to use? Yeah, I don't know yet.
Okay,
We need as much as we got.
I've never used this, even though I should have a long time ago, and I'll give him the chime of opening.
Okay, perfect. Great. And then Randall's going to go into the storeroom and close the door behind him, and you're just going to hear like power tools and like hammering and banging and like a bunch of different stuff.
The Bjorn and Ben kind of are glancing, looks at each other like, okay. And so the rest of you, do you head up to the bedroom?
Yes.
Yeah.
With expedience.
All right. So you head into the bedroom. It is a single room. There are 2 beds. They're about twin size, not twin, like full size. So it's like a tight fit. You could cozy up if it's 2 and 2, or somebody can sleep on the floor. It's fine.
I'm not sleeping on the floor. I'm 100 years old.
Jerrick and Sarsa are at the point of their relationship where they could still sleep and cuddle, and they're like 6 months from like, that's my pillow. Get over here. I need to sleep on this side. You're laying on my tail. But we're still like, oh, this is nice together. So I think we can share.
I still cuddle every night, so...
Little tail wrapped around Jerrick's leg. And just subconscious twitch, horn twitches and stuff like that. So sleep finds you, and the morning dawns through the window, and it's a new morning. You can give yourself a rest. Randall, do you work throughout the night, or do you take a rest?
No, Randall works through the night.
Okay, so I need you to take 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Which means just disadvantage on checks, ability
checks. Yeah.
You're very tired, but you find Randall in the morning. The humans are not there when you come down, and only Blarn is there. Ben is not there. The 4 of you come down, and you find Randall still in the storeroom. You're provided some biscuits for breakfast, and some sort of like a cider for like some sustenance, water if you need it. fill up some things to go. And if you want to show them what you did, or we can just move on.
Well, it's going to be kind of up to you, Chris, because basically what I want to do is kind of a mix of a couple different things, which is a little bit of magic item creation and a little bit of infusion. And what Randall wants to do is create basically the effect of Ring of Warmth in some sort of piece of jewelry for everybody, which will give everybody resistance to cold, and then mostly the protection of, I think it's negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit in the cold. So between the magic items that we can repurpose the magicalness, Randall can have up to 4 infused items, and he can do pretty high level infusions. So I don't know how many between all of those things that I plundered.
Okay.
So what you feel like, whether it's 3 rings or 5 rings or.
So I'm going to have you, because you're an artificer, and I love artificers trying to make stuff. And artificers can infuse with magic, so I'm going to give you that, and especially since there's magic that's already been done. But I'm going to have you roll for the success of each thing. And depending on how successful it is, it will determine how much protection each item will have. So go ahead, and this is going to be an Arcana roll. So for the first item, which we'll say is a ring, go ahead and give me an Arcana roll. So if you roll 1 to 10, no effect. Like it's just a ring. If you roll 10 to 20, it is going to grant a little bit of, it's basically going to be like cold resistance generally. And then if you roll a 20 through 30, it'll give maximum cold resistance. So there won't be any disadvantage on like cold checks or cold damage or anything like that.
Okay, so you want me to do one for each ring?
Yeah. So first item.
All right, first one. 12 plus Arcana is 6. That's 18.
Okay, so that has some cold resistance.
Great. All right. Second one. 21.
Woo. Okay. Plus 6. So that one has maximum resistance. Not immunity, but definitely like this will keep the person warm.
Next one. 10.
Okay. So 16 still works.
Great. 18 again, so another regular one.
Okay, yeah. So that one has max resistance. So you get 2 items that have kind of max resistance against cold. They'll definitely keep the person warm. And then 2 other ones that will be cold resistant, but on their own, they're still going to need some like warm clothes and they could still fail like cold checks and stuff like that.
Cool. And
nice.
Yeah. There we go. So I'll come back and
do you only do 4?
Can I do 5 for one for each of us?
Yeah, you can do.
Is there enough material? Okay, let's do one more just for fun. Oh no, I rolled a 1.
So that last one did not work.
Dang it. Okay. All right. Well, I'll come out and you guys, I like present everybody like, and they're not like nice looking, but they're like kind of like pieced together. You can see like they're just kind of like almost like hot glued and super glued together and like bolted and like very hastily kind of put together.
Like somebody made a ring out of a Coke can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And Randall's like, all right, I made these for our journey up north, so you guys can each take one, and it should protect you.
Did you make one for yourself? You might get cold, little guy.
No, I've got trash to keep me warm.
Okay.
But you guys should take them.
What are they?
They will protect you from the cold. Just put one on.
Oh.
So there's a ring, a necklace, a sort of open bracelet, and and a
earring or something.
Yeah, earring. Sure.
That
or
is
a
so
horn,
much less.
or a horn ring. However you want to say it.
That is so much
I'll
less
take the
concerning
horn
than
ring.
all the things I was imagining Randall might have been doing all night. I feel much better.
Yeah.
Randall's helping this season.
Nice.
That's
All right.
new.
Blarn comes over and he says, "So you lot, well, I know there was a lot of talk last night, but what have you decided to do? Are you tossing your name into this contest? That are you going to do something else? What's next on the agenda?"
I think either just now or maybe earlier or last night or whatever, Jerrick would try to get as private a moment with Sarsa as possible and just kind of go like, hey, what if? Just throwing ideas out there. Maybe, since Delleth doesn't really fit in on this thing, maybe you and Delleth sort of hang back and don't enter the frozen death contest with us.
Jerrick, we already talked about this, all right? I'm going, okay? You know that I am an asset out there, and we're doing this, all right? It'll just be like every time before.
Well, it's a little different now. Things are, stakes are... All right, fine.
I don't see what we would accomplish by staying back here.
All right, you're right. I said I'd always be with you, and that's what we'll do.
Okay. We're gonna be fine.
Cut to the morning. Yes, we're all entering the contest.
Oh, well, good luck, I suppose. You seem like well adept to any kind of challenge that might come upon you. But I'd be remiss if I didn't favor your chances. There hasn't been a lot of winners, if any.
Yeah, we caught on to that, and we're gonna do what we can to help, I guess, would be a good way to say it. We're not in it for the money.
That would be great. I believe in this town. I remember Delleth, I remember when, before you left and before things got a little dark and ominous, it seems like there just hasn't been sunlight in a few years. Everything's going about the motions, but no one really cares. And it's just been dark, and things have been getting more ominous. It's hard to describe. I'm scared.
It's time to part the clouds a little bit, my friend.
If you could, I'm sure my brother and I would be very appreciative.
Well, that's what the knights are for. And he turns to all the knights.
All right, so with that, you see some people kind of making their way up to the castle keep, and there's a kind of a courtyard outside of the main castle, sort of like a gathering area. And in addition to people that are freely coming up, there's also a caravan of several wagons and carts equipped for going through heavier winter weather. There's quite a few of them. There's like 7 or 8 wagons that could carry many people. They just have a simple bench on like both sides. One or two of them might have like a cover, and they're pulling them. There are these large horses, but they're not just like regular size horses or even Clydesdales. They're like bigger than Clydesdales horses, and they're covered in fur. They're just like really furry, like the furry dogs that kind of covers their hair, their eyes, and but it's all of that except on a horse. So these large, massive steeds are just kind of like, and kind of like prancing at the ice and snow and the dirt. And in addition to that, there's also a line of people coming from the west, some other encampment that's over on the west side, and you pick up on it might be some sort of a jail or a cell kind of structure, and there are quite a few, like 30, 40, maybe even 50 people in chains and shackles. Some of them are shackled, some of them are not, but they're all kind of lining up, and there's a bunch of guards. The guards are clad in a white leather and slightly like gray and silver armor. Their faces are completely covered, and they're all wearing kind of like almost like goggles, but they're more of just like almost like sun protection, so you don't see any of their face, you don't see any of their skin. They've got full on masks, and it's all kind of white with like fur hoods and thick gloves, and they're all holding like either a shield or a sword or a pike or something like that. And all the guards are kind of like, move along, go ahead. And that's so do you guys go towards the courtyard?
What does Delleth? Is Delleth doing disguise, or what is?
Yes, Delleth does a disguise. He's usually very dour and serious, so his disguise is he musses up his hair, applies blush on his cheeks to kind of make him look like a commedia dell'arte clown sort of fellow, and then he does like a big grin on his face, and maybe puts on like a colorful, a ridiculous colored cloak, like something orange and purple.
Okay.
Just wacky looking.
Are you trying to blend in, or are you trying to stick out?
I'm blending in by sticking out. Meaning, like, I'm very happy to be in the contest.
You're an eccentric, you're an eccentric contestant. Okay.
A misguided dandy of sorts.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Look how not Delleth I am. I'm not Delleth. Not me.
All right.
I'm valid.
For this, Delleth, I'm gonna say, give me a stealth roll.
Oh, perfect. Does a 15 get me there?
We'll find out. So it's for me to know. So all these people are gathered. Criminals, willing participants. There's carts and wagons. And from a higher platform, out comes a few people. There are a few more soldiers. There are some soldiers that have kind of like blue cloaks on. And Delleth, you recognize them as sort of the colors of the High Lord Guard. There is a particularly large guard that comes out, and he is not wearing armor or white. In fact, it's a pale Goliath that's only got like some straps, some chains, a little bit of a shoulder pauldron, dark eye tattoos, makeup, and kind of this sort of chin beard, very pale skin, but that's kind of how Goliaths are. And he comes out like, and it's just this tromping of, and even the guards are like, okay, we're gonna get out of the way. And then behind him, almost in like a mirrored sort of dichotomy, like this large dude, and then right behind him there's this small, kind of sullen older man wearing a thick fur, dark blue cloak, and he's got like a white mustache and kind of a Van Dyke beard, thin hair that's receding back, with a wood and gold crown, not a fancy crown, but kind of like a worn crown that clearly somebody made for him, or he made himself. And he comes out and he kind of puts his hands, long, kind of skinny, bony hands, on the on the parapet of the castle, and he says, "Welcome, participants and volunteers, the faithful and the criminal. You have come to our fine city of Rimeharbor to participate in the contest. Some of you will have a chance clearing your name." He looks over to kind of the criminals, "to perhaps gain back the trust and get yourself out of debt, should you succeed. Some of you have come for other reasons. There will be no judgment, no blame. The criminals must participate. Failure or unwillingness will result in punishment and the maximum sentence. Remaining spots, of which there are 49, will be taken upon any volunteers in the crowd. You will talk to my soldiers as you fill out the caravan. When we reach 100, we will stop collecting participants. Good luck to you all." He kind of looks out in the crowd and scans over everybody. "And I hope," he kind of takes a minute, or he takes a beat, and he's like, "I hope that you find what it is you're looking for." And he kind of like trails off a little bit. He's clearly given this speech a few times. He doesn't seem particularly happy about it. He's just kind of like doing it. And he kind of walks back. The big, large Goliath dude kind of looks over really meanly at everybody, like, "Don't anyone try anything, or else I'm gonna, throw down." And you hear one of the soldiers over on the side, the guards. He's kind of like, "All right, criminals, please line up and enter the caravan wagons." And you see the criminals are escorted over. They line up, and then some of the volunteers that are there are the next to go in. And there's clearly not enough room for the 100. Like, some people will be left behind. So not everybody's going to get in. There's a very large crowd. There's not enough room for everyone to go. The 5 of you move your way up a little bit further. You're not quite at the front, but that'll get you a little closer. Anybody else want to do anything?
I want to use the taumaturgy.
Okay.
And I'll give the guys, just keep moving forward. And I'm going to use that to cause the tremors in the ground for 1 minute.
Okay. For a minute? Okay.
Well, it's up to a minute. So just
until
we're up there.
So, and is that
they're harmless. It's just did I have
so the ground starts to shake. The ground starts to shake, and there's a few people go, oh gosh, what is going on? And even some of the guards are like, "Everyone remain calm, please keep getting onto the wagons, this is nothing." And when the ground starts to shake, the large Goliath is looking down, and he's kind of like, "What's going on here?" And he jumps, and it's a good 15 feet drop, and he jumps off of the wall and lands down, and he just rises up really slowly, and he kind of looks around, and he says, "Whoever's doing this, you better stop." Kind of to the crowd. Everyone gets really silent. The ground is but you do, in all of the chaos, get to the front, and the guards kind of look at you, and they look at Saeleas, and they're like, "You want to participate in the contest?"
"Oh yes, it seems like quite a bit of fun, an adventure."
Whatever. And he kind of ushers you up.
Do I see Tegan in the crowd?
Tegan is not in the crowd.
Okay, good.
Delleth, you come up, in your frivolity outfit. And you're participating in the contest?
Why, yes.
Okay. It pushes you up for Sarsa comes up. Are you participating in the contest?
Aye.
All right, move along. And he pulls you up. That fills up one wagon, and so then Randall and Jerrick, you get loaded onto the next wagon, and then about 10 more people join in, and that's it. So there's about 20 or so people that, through earthquake and through like, hey, there's no coin here, look up and they realized they've lost their chance. And there's a bit of like, hey, how come they jumped ahead. Hey, they were in the back. I need to do this. I promised my family I would go. And then some of the guards are like, you can get a chance next month. Thank you for coming and move along. Please go back and go about your day and your lives. And then they all turn. And one of them is like, you don't understand. I need to go. I need a chance to win this money. And he like starts running up and he's like this human guy. It's actually one of the humans from last night that like fell asleep at the table. And he like runs up and the Goliath is there and he just like clotheslines this guy and the human just runs into this giant gray arm and he flips kind of horizontal and just slams onto the ground. And he says, "You're not going." He kind of looks down at him and he looks back up at the High Lord who spoke to everybody, who has come to look over everything and he kind of like surveying things because this is a little bit more rowdiness than usually is what happens. And okay, he's gonna take one more look, and he says, "Stop!" And he kind of raises up his hand, and he points down at the wagon that Delleth is in. And he says, "The rest may leave. That wagon, I need everyone there to come up and see me in my throne room. I need to talk to them." And he walks back. And the guards usher on the caravan, and the horses start taking off these big steeds, and they start, kind of slowly clopping towards the city gates. Everyone that's in the wagon that Delleth is in, so that would be Delleth and Sarsa and Saeleas, are escorted out, and there's 8 other people.
Nope, that's not okay.
12 other people. Jerrick, your cart and Randall's keeps moving. Do you want to? Are you staying in? You see them.
Boy, glad we're not on that cart, huh? They're in trouble.
So you're starting to go up the hill as they are escorted up the stairway. All of you are kind of like.
If he can, he wants to jump out and follow, using stealth to not get nabbed.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Give me a roll. Give me a stealth roll.
He's pulling up his cloak of elven kind.
Okay.
That's 29.
That'll do it. With everything that's happening, you manage to kind of like, do a quick stealthy roll. As the line is crossing, the wagons are happening. You just kind of blend in. You pop up right next to Saeleas, and you're like, "Here we go." And and Randall, are you staying in the wagon?
Yeah, Randall's gonna go do something else.
That's fine. Randall stays in the wagon, and you watch. Some of you watch. You see Randall just like, "Bye." All right, we'll come back to you in a bit. So the rest of you get escorted into the throne room, and there's a couple other people and you go into the throne room. There's this large Goliath there. There is a couple of guards. The doors, remain open, and the High Lord, who you assume is High Lord Rykel Korvax, comes up, and he kind of like is looking at everybody from about 10 feet away, and he points to Sarsa. He says, "That one." And he points to Delleth, and he says, "That one." And he points to Saeleas, and he says, "That one. The rest may go and wait in the cart. You three stay."
Sarsa takes a moment to just look absolutely shocked that she got called out. What? Moi? Excuse you?
Oh, special treatment.
And then the rest leave, and the door shuts.
What happens to Jerrick?
Oh, sorry, Jerrick. And he points out Jerrick too, and he says, "And that one." And then so the four of you are standing there. The other participants get escorted out, and they're kind of like, "What's going on?" And then they leave. Lord Korvax goes and sits down in a throne that's covered in furs, perhaps too many furs, and blankets, and he puts a blanket over his legs, and he kind of slouches down, and he says, "I saw you come into town. You stick out quite a bit, even when you're not trying to. It was the possum man that gave you away."
Where is Randall? Oh no.
You'll never find him. He's a king of deception.
"It's been a long time, my son. But I will always recognize you. Even through your many farces and disguises. You are my blood."
"You were never fond of farces," and Delleth, in one swooping motion, removes the cape, removes the makeup, and removes the smile from his face.
"What brings you here to this wretched town? I thought you left. I thought you got out. Why do you return now?"
"Trust, Father, that it has nothing to do with you directly. I merely wish to find answers for that which seems unanswerable, and if I cannot find answers, perhaps I will find death, like my brother before me."
And he just kind of sighs, and he shakes his head, and he says, "Delleth, I know you don't believe me, and I know that you don't trust me, but I grant you this one grace. Leave while you can. If you enter into this contest, I cannot protect you once you are there. I've made my mistakes. I cannot atone for what has happened, but I can still save you and your compatriots. Please don't do this."
"Save me, High Lord? Protect me, High Lord? What makes you think I wish for your saving, for your protection?"
"I already have protection." And he looks over to the very large Goliath man. He says, "Ulf here has guaranteed that I will not come to harm, and all of these very loyal guards will make sure that nothing will happen to me in the short years that I have. If I deviate from this plan, I will be punished. I already am punished. I cannot be atoned for. But I do care about this city. I do care about what I've built here. And if I don't do what he tells me, he's going to... Everything will be destroyed. At least this way, people here, what they've built, they will be spared when the time comes. And I'm giving you a chance. I know you don't care about me, and you probably want me dead, so you're entitled to think that. I was never a good father, but you don't deserve what's the devil's deal that I made with... Please just go.
Sir, may we... sorry to interrupt. May we confer as a group momentarily?
Yes, of course. Go talk amongst yourselves.
Cool.
Okay, huddle up, guys.
Huddle.
Delleth, obviously I don't think we can leave. We have a mission. But might your father know something of this mission? That we could perhaps get some information from him. We're already here. He knows you're here.
Clearly he knows something. Whether we can get information from someone with as twisted a tongue as his and trust any of it is another matter entirely, Saeleas.
Of course, we can take all of that with a grain of salt, but hearing what he has to say may prove useful. Some information is always better than none.
I wish the man worse than death, but...
What did he do?
I do respect the opinions of my compatriots, so I will say, if we come to a decision, I will abide by it, whatever that decision may be.
What do you all think?
I know it's hard when your parents are a piece of poop from personal experience, but if there's a possibility of us getting an advantage here, I mean, this is something that nobody else has come back from, so I would say we leverage any opportunity that we have, if you think you can manage that, Delleth.
On the other hand, I do want to say, I think I left Randall on that other wagon, and I'm not sure how he's going to fare in the contest on his own, so we should probably try to get back there at some point, as soon as possible. I'm all in favor of collecting as much information as we can, just like I feel a little bad about that.
Yes, of course, we're still going to have to go. That's where the Legion of Ice people are.
Yeah. All right. So,
but we should find out what he knows.
All right.
Or we'll say he knows. Yes. Delleth, I hate to ask you this, but he'll definitely respond better to you than any of us. Can you put on a brave face and talk to him about this? We can try to distract the rest of the room from overhearing.
Delleth grins, but it's not a smile. It's a baring of teeth. And he goes, "As my friends have decided, so it shall be done."
You're a good man, Delleth.
From the huddle.
Okay. I don't trust that big guy. I think he might be... I'm saying this quietly, but I can't do Saeleas' voice that quietly.
Okay.
I think he might.
Whispered voice.
I think he might be. Yeah. I think he might be with the elite. He sounded like he was not protecting your Delleth's father, whose name I can't remember.
High Lord Reichel Korvax.
Yep.
You can just say the High Lord.
The High Lord. He's not protecting the High Lord, but perhaps keeping him under a watchful eye. We should draw his attention while Delleth talks to his father.
Ooh, I can do that.
I was just about to say, Jerrick, you're good at that.
Are you guys talking? Are you saying all these things?
Yeah.
It's Saeleas
quietly
whisper.
in our little corner.
Well, you're not in a corner. You're in the middle of the throne room.
No, I tried to, when I said, can we confer?
Okay.
I thought we were
Okay, so there's a lot of talking in the corner. Okay, so right around this time, the large guy, who has been named Ulf, comes up and says, it kind of walks up to you and says, "That's enough talking."
Okay.
Fine, buddy. I'll be over there, and I'm going to walk towards the exit. See if he'll follow me.
You're not going until the High Lord grants you.
I'm not going over here.
He grabs you by the scruff of your shirt.
Okay.
And this is a big dude, and he lifts you up just like he's picking up a sack of chips, and he just like carries you over.
I'm not going.
And
I'm gonna stay right here.
Puts you down right next to Saeleas and Sarsa.
Okay. Wow. Do you work out? What's your workout regimen? You pump?
He stands behind the four of you, and then the High Lord looks and says, "So, what is your decision?"
I think he's distracted.
High Lord, if a decision is to be made, perhaps the discussion should be between not the High Lord and a subject, but a father and a son. Perhaps, and Delleth starts walking towards the throne while disarming himself. So he leaves his rapier down, he leaves some daggers down, he leaves his short bow behind as he's getting closer and closer to the High Lord.
The guards are on edge. There are two guards that are flanking them in full white garb, and they're just kind of watching you, even though you're taking off your weapons.
He's harmless. He just wants to talk to his father. Have some compassion.
Such a discussion can only be given to those who do not just request trust, but bequeath it. And at a point where he's as close as he thinks he can manage to be, Delleth, so you tell me how many feet or whatever, but no further, stops walking and extends his arm and his hand out.
And so the High Lord sees that. He kind of raises his hands, even fingers, just barely, so the guards see that and they kind of back off. And then he takes your hand. And is it like a shaking motion, like you're gonna shake hands, or is it more of like a?
I assume he's sitting on the throne, so it might be a sort of like helping lift him up from his seat, so he may stand, and we would stand in front of each other as equals.
He takes it, and he'll raise up and he'll say, "Son, Delleth,
father."
I hope you will leave. You seem to have gained some respect in the world, and it's better than anything. I am beyond saving. I know you might not trust me, but I'm trying to do what I can in these dark times to save my possessions and the town that I reside in, and the people that are here. They trust me. Please forgive me for everything that I've done. I had no choice. But tell me that at least you will leave.
I can promise you this, Father. If this contest is truly the kiss of death, the moment of truth that you don't want me to face down, I would not do it for you, but I would do it for what the Korvac's name once meant to me, and I would step away. As I'm doing this, I'm blinking my eyes in Morse code in Thieves' Cant because my father understands Thieves' Cant.
Mm-hmm.
And I am transmitting to him, tell me. Just the words, tell me.
Mm-hmm. He he sees this, and there's a long pause. And Thieves' Cant can be lots of different things. It could be scratches, it could be blinking, it could be like twitches and something like that. And so he'll look at you and he'll say, I just don't want you to meet the same fate as your brother. And he'll, while holding your hand, he, you know from studying Thieves' Cant that a swipe across the wrist singly means kill, and then a swipe with 2 fingers means keep them alive. He swipes with 2 fingers across your wrist as he's saying, I hope your brother doesn't mean the same fate. And he's basically saying, your brother is alive. We're going to stop there for the night.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice. Cool.
Drama bombs.
Perfect. Thank you. So much family drama.